Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. And yes, my E65 is broke down. Right, over there, as you can see, is my loved M5 E60. I'm okay to show it now. By the time you see this video for the 7 Series, most likely I would have showed you my recent purchase. On today, I only have that car for 4 days now. It's been an amazing experience, but I will be a video showing you the car. Anyway, back to business. E65 is broke down. It broke down the day before I picked up my M5 actually. So the M5 came right at the right time. So I'll take a little bit through the story of what happened. I was at work, Mrs. rang me saying the car didn't start. I left work. This was like an hour, half an hour before the end of the shift. I left work, drove to where she was, and got in there, turned ignition on, and I could see straight away the battery was really low. But what she said to me was that the car never even cranked. So I had the van with me, put the cables on the van, jump start the car, and the car started straight away. So started, and I thought, okay, that's a little bit weird. As soon as I was to take the cables off, I took the cable off, and the car started to shake everywhere. Obviously, I was at the front, so I couldn't see exactly what was going on, but the car started to shake everywhere, and I put the cable back in, and the car started to stabilize again. Then I thought, oh, by the way, I'm forgetting something here, because she said she could smell some sort of burning. But when the engine was running, I've looked, all the belts were in place, everything was in place. So I grabbed the multimeter, put the multimeter on the terminals under the bonnet, took the cable from the jumper cable from the van, and straight away the car went down, or the voltage went down, reading 10 volts or 10.5 volts. So straight away I've realized the battery was not charging. So I've been in there for about 45 minutes charging the battery. Then took the cables off, the car ran perfectly. Mrs. just drove back home with the charge on the battery, plus a second battery that is now at the moment, I will show you, because I haven't worked on the car since I drove the car back home, so I'll show you exactly what I've done. Oh. So this is how the car came back home. So I got a second battery to obviously help the main battery, just so she could drive all the way back home, which was more than enough for her to get back home. At the moment I could try to start the car. I don't know if it's gonna start. There is no point. Trust me guys, the alternator is gone and is not charging the battery. I could try just to see if I could just replace the voltage regulator, the diode at the back of the alternator, but because she said she could smell burn, I'm not sure if I'm gonna risk it to do that, and then ended up by having to take the alternator. In the meantime, something really weird, which I don't know if it's alternator related or not, is that the air conditioning belt, which is a separate belt just for the air conditioning pump, is actually snapped. It snapped on the way from where the car was to here, because when I was there, the car was running and everything was in place. So not really sure what happened there. The belt is now wrapped around the fan, the radiator fan, so we're gonna take that off. I'll take you through all the bits. This alternator, guys, I replaced the alternator myself when I first bought the car, or 2 years later, or a year later, I guess. I had to replace the alternator with a reconditioned one. Which is a little bit weird. Why it lasted only for like 6 years and is gone. Anyway guys, things happen. So I'm ready now to go up to the front. I'm gonna try to take the alternator the same way I took and installed last time. So we're gonna do the same. While we're doing it, I will check the belt for the air conditioning. But yeah, you're gonna have to trust me on this one. I'm not gonna start the car because there is no point. I already know that the alternator is not charging. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna remove the alternator and try to see if we can see anything visually, if it's bad. There's some videos in the past that you're going to see. There is these guys just around the corner. They rebuilt and they repair alternators, so most likely I will be dropping the alternator in there tomorrow. Today is bank holiday, so even if I manage to take the alternator today, they're going to be closed. But I'll drop it there tomorrow, and then, yeah, so that's the plan. Let's see if we can stick to it. So guys, let's gonna get under that bonnet and start to remove the alternator. Okay, so not rocket science, but the alternator is right there. As you can see, it looks like brand new because I fitted them myself, and it was a reconditioned alternator. So I don't know what happened exactly, but as you can see in there, the AC belt is wrapped around there. As you can see down there, I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but there is now no belt. You can see in there is no belt on the AC pump. The other belt is in place, as you can see, right there. And that pulley right at the top. So, but let's gonna start to take things out and gain a better access. See if we can remove this. As you've seen, the fan is now removed. The only thing you need to pay attention on this is that it comes out clockwise, as if you are tightening it, but it's actually is a opposite thread. So to remove it, you need to turn it that way rather than that way to undo, if that makes sense. It doesn't come out now just like that because you have no room. But what you take now is this shield here, and the fan comes inside with it, okay? Let me see if I can show you that. There is a hose that runs around at the bottom that clips into this cover. You need to take it off. Okay, now I will have the room. There we go. And this cover now should come out once. Oh, there is still a hose in there. Just clip this. Screwdriver for that job. There we go. And this now gives you way better room to work, as you can see, to take the belt, all this stuff, way easier. And I will be able to replace now the AC compressor, the AC belt as well. I don't know why it snapped. Don't really have a clue, but whatever. and I can see that my belt here is actually not in place. So it moved into there for some reason. Wow, that's bad. So when this belt came out, it pushed this belt over there, it looks like. So it's gonna need a new auxiliary belt as well. And guys, it looks like I have a major issue. Actually more than I initially thought. So, oh dear. But I could swear my alternator was turning. I could swear my alternator, it was turning. Okay, so I think before I touch the alternator, I want to show you this. Look at this. I'm sure this is not normal. There's something here that's gone inside. This is rubber here. Oh dear, it's gonna be a bigger problem. Crap. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear, dear. So it might be that the belt was actually not turning at full speed, because it was sort of sleeping in here. So maybe it was why the alternator was not charging. Oh crap, let's gonna take this belt and go from there. Okay guys, the tensioner is this top pulley here. So you have this one, this is the idler, this is the tensioner. You just force it that way. It's a 30 mil, I think it is. Just push it that way and you're gonna see the tension coming out of the belt, you see? And while it's in this position, you can take the belt off. So that's what we are going to do. And although this belt is not too bad, as you can probably see, it's not cracking or anything like that, but it got, what is it? It got chewed right there. So this is rubbish, we'll get another one. But look at this, this is not normal, I'm sure. Look at that. Look, it's gonna come off. I'm sure it shouldn't be like this. Oh crap. I'm not gonna have to take that thing off, am I? Holy shit. Oh, it's gonna come off, look. It's like a... crap. Oh, look at that. Ooh. Okay, so that's why the missus said she could smell burning. This is where it came from. So maybe that my alternator is actually good, and was just the fact that I was not turning full speed, and this was causing my issue. And obviously no full speed, no full rotation, no full voltage output from the alternator. But now, will I need to take this thing out? Holy crap. Okay, let me think. Let me see how this comes off. Because I don't think this is all one piece, is all. So that's gonna have to come off. Oh dear. And I'm not gonna have room to take it off. I'm sure I will not have room. Okay, and to take it off, I found a way. This is one of those spring compressors tools. I managed to wedge it in here, and that was enough to hold the pulley, or this outer casing, whatever you want to call it, to lose the 4 bolts here in the middle. So they are all loose now. To put it back on, obviously I probably can't hold it like this, so I'm gonna have to think about something else. It looks like there is a tool that comes here at the front, and there's little recess here to hold the pulley. So to put it back on, I'll have to think about something else. Oh dear. But for now, this will do the job, or did the job. So let me take this off, and as you can see, possibly this is already loosened. All the bolts are loose, so we're going to take them off now and remove the pulley. And it's just starting to rain. Crap. And I guess it should just slide out. it is. Oh, and there it is. So, oh dear. Removed. And now I think it's just get another one really, because let me show you again how this was. So it's not very good, isn't it? This also explains a little bit of a noise, a sort of a squeaky noise that I was having for quite some time. So not very good. Right. Anyway, that's it for today really. As I mentioned earlier, it's bank holiday today, so I'm not going to be able to get hold of this, but going to start the search, see if I can get one to get this put back in place, and then obviously I'll take you through that as well. And hopefully, might be that actually my alternator was good. Might be that was just this that was start to sleep and was not turning the alternator at the correct RPMs, and therefore was not charging. Who knows? We'll see once we replace this. Okay guys, and a few days later, I've been working for 2 days, got the parts yesterday. Today's my day off. Was rainy all morning, but this afternoon, it's now about 12 o'clock, it kind of started to get a little bit better, so I'm going to take this opportunity to try to get this done. So very quick, I'm going to take you through a couple things. So this morning I got the belts. I got 2 belts, new bolts. I advise you can reuse the same bolts, but I would advise you to replace them. So bolts, 2 new belts, and the pulley, guys, I went for a second-hand one. Okay, so this is a second-hand one, genuine, obviously. The guy told me on eBay when I've asked him. He said, look, he said was no cracks, no nothing, and when you look really close, there is actually no cracks. There's no really signs of stress. It looks like it's really in good shape, this one. So I took the gamble and bought a second-hand one. Okay, so this pulley cost me on eBay £77. On my local car parts where I got the belts from, the pulley aftermarket would cost me £225, and on eBay I could find them around £130 and upwards, but I don't know how good they are. I know, yeah, I didn't even ask BMW themselves how much would be at BMW, but yeah, I decided to go this route, guys. To be honest with you, I'm planning to not keep this car for much longer, so it's probably one of the reasons why I decided to put a second-hand one. But if I can take, or if it lasts another 4 or 5 years on this one, I think it's not too bad when you think about the price. So let's gonna put all these back together. It's pretty much the reverse of what we've just done. I will quick show you the torque for these bolts. Okay, and now that we have all the info, let's gonna start to put these back together. Pretty much the reverse of what we have done. So I might not gonna take you through everything, but I will show you as we go along. So to start with as well, I'm not gonna touch the alternator yet. Fingers crossed this was the cause of my battery not charging and not the alternator itself. So I'll put everything back on. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then we'll have to look at the alternator. But if there is a problem with the alternator, I'm going to make a separate video for that. I'm not going to include this. This video most likely is going to be somewhere around changing that pulley or damper, whatever you want to call it. So let's gonna crack on with this, try to get this done today. Okay, I'm going to show you one. You can actually hold the pulley with your hand, and I'll show you. There it is. Actually, this one, I think I've done that one already. Let me try one that is not yet torqued. I've used a cross pattern, so I haven't done There we go. There's the next one. Bloody hell. There we go. Okay guys, that is done. The belt is in place, only this belt. I'll put the other one later, but everything is in place, ready to try to see if my alternator is actually good or not. The battery has been on charge, so we're going to take the battery from charging, and I'm going to hook my battery tester. Obviously it's going to show me now. I'm not interested in testing the battery, I'm just interested in see the voltage. So right now we have 12 volts, so let's gonna start the car and see what happens. Oh dear, would not be fantastic if my thing would charge now. Oh dear. Okay, let's try see what happens. There was a lot of errors coming up last time because the battery was getting low. So let's see what happens. Okay, started immediately. Obviously the battery was charging. There's no faults. And now the moment of the truth. Let's see what he's reading. Oh yes, look at that. Yes. Yes. Oh, guys, you don't know how happy I am for okay, sorry guys, I got interrupted. Mrs. was asking if it was working. She's as excited as I was. Yes, I'm really happy that I don't have to touch the alternator. Really good news. So as I mentioned at the start, when I've seen that the pulley was gone, that probably was just not spinning the alternator fast enough, and it was sleeping there, and it was just causing all the trouble. So it's charging fine. I'm really happy. Gonna put everything back on, everything back together, and then we will be wrapping up this video. Okay, and let's gonna start this once more. And there we go, absolutely perfect. And let's just do one thing and wrap this up. Let's gonna see if I can get access to the system voltage through the hidden menu. Let's see if we can get that done. Oh crap, already messed it up. Okay, press and hold, ABS, service resets, carry on holding, hidden menu, I release, come down to unlocking. The unlocking code is the sum of the last 5 digits of your VIN number. We'll press. On that side we'll ask you for the code. My code is going to be 34. Got to press and hold. That should be unlocked now, hopefully. So if I come down to, I think I passed it already. System voltage, press and hold. There we go. It shows me the system voltage right here. And look at that, 14.5 volts around there. So spot on, guys. That's it. Really happy that I didn't have to touch the alternator. So as you've seen, this was a very good example of a diagnostic just by looking, just by measuring voltage, that looked like something and it turned out to be something else. So I really hope, guys, that you have learned something along this video. I really hope that you enjoyed the video, guys. And if there is any questions, any comments, please put them below. And like always, thanks for watching.